Ladies and gentlemen, the last 2 days has been filled with good news for Bitcoin. As soon as the breakout occurred from the $83,000 level I posted this video, you need to see it ASAP. The breakout is here. Is it real? And then yesterday I followed that up with another bullish video all around. I was looking specifically at a short-term resistance level, but I said that overall we're in a pretty good position. A lot of speculation, a lot of doubt yesterday from a lot of people in the community and also across the cryptocurrency market, saying there wasn't enough volume, things like that. I was there to squash those rumors yesterday for the most part, and today we've followed up again with another strong daily candle close. It's great to see the strength compile here day on day, and this breakout has very clearly happened. It was very clearly real, and we're very clearly now in a strong position on Bitcoin. We're looking to attack the POC of the entire price range itself. We'll discuss that more in a moment. We'll discuss what the POC is. A lot of people might not know what that is. And we'll also discuss the altcoin market, because for once, the altcoin market is seeing a glimmer of positivity. But let's not get ahead of ourselves on that front. I mean, altcoins are not in a good position yet, but it's good to see a step in the right direction there. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses, and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. So just recapping some price action here, we had a major 5-month-long descending wedge formation, a bullish market pattern stemming from November through to just a few days ago on the Bitcoin chart, which was very comparable to what we saw encompassing most of 2024, which was a descending channel in that case, but nevertheless a bullish formation, a pattern of bearish exhaustion. And of course, the pattern ended up breaking to the upside. Now, there was a lot of rumors, a lot of doubt, uncertainty about this descending wedge because people were seeing that Bitcoin actually had a double top. But it was important to differentiate this double top from the wedge itself, because the double top happened in a price range, which is best characterized by these blue lines right here, which stem backwards from prior cycles. I'll discuss those blue lines again in a moment, because we've actually broken back into that price range, broken above the lower blue line. That's a very good step in the right direction. But what permitted that to happen is the break of the wedge, right? The wedge broke to the upside. Yes, we didn't see much volume come in. That is true. But the volume that did come in did happen at the right time. If we look at the hourly chart, and you can bring up the volume chart on the hourly chart, you can see very clearly the volume spiked in right upon us wicking above that yellow line. And it progressed to the upside as the move progressed as well. The move got stronger and stronger and stronger. And even right now, there is a dramatic amount of strength in the move as we speak currently. We could even see continued legs to the upside here. So it's good to see. And although it wasn't a massive amount of volume, it was enough. And it occurred on Easter weekend, so that has to be taken into account. It occurred on a weekend for the traditional markets. A lot of institutions and big players weren't looking at the charts or weren't trading the charts. They don't trade on weekends. And a lot of retail was probably busy with family doing things for Easter. So it was justifiable that we didn't see much volume. What we did see is a breakout of the wedge from a price chart perspective, and we saw a massive shift in momentum. From the momentum indicator on Bitcoin, you see the RSI breaking to the upside there. Exact same thing happening on other charts. So the total cryptocurrency market cap did the exact same thing. Wedge breakout with volume surge, with also an RSI breakout, a momentum shift. And you even saw the S&P 500 start to edge to the upside, and the S&P 500 has started breaking momentum as well. So that's a good step in the right direction. We've taken back a prior major support zone and bounced off of a very old support zone stemming from last year in April. So a year-long support zone bounced off of and taking back a prior resistance as support. So good to see there on the S&P. It was not just a Bitcoin isolated event, and that was one of the reasons I was pretty confident in the breakout, even though the volume wasn't ideal. But that's enough recapping. What now? Well, I just want to clean up the charts here because it's a bit of a mess, right? In fact, I'll go to a fresh chart. Prior macro range stems from this blue line coming backwards from 2021. The top of that macro range stems right backwards from the 2017 bull market high, cutting right through the 2021 highs and cutting right through the highs that were tested twice in late 2024 and early 2025. That blue region there was our prior macro range, and we have gotten back into that macro range with this breakout. That was an excellent step in the right direction. Furthermore, some minor resistance zones have been taken as well. For example, the Gaussian channel on the daily chart, the level that led to 3 weeks of rejections, eventually resulting in the breakdown below the macro range, has been taken back for support as well. Everything we needed to do, we kind of did. Even a local level of resistance around 89,000, which is probably best looked at on the shorter term charts, but you can see it right there, a neckline of resistance, which we saw a double bottom formation from. That broke as well as the wedge formation itself, as well as momentum with volume. We did everything we needed to do. Even on a short-term basis, if we look at this hourly chart here, the blue level representing the macro range, the yellow level representing the wedge itself, you can see we got above the wedge, we consolidated for a while, and then we actually broke into the macro range with a test of resistance and a test of support. So that macro range is valid again. It may not be as concrete, it may not be as perfect and precise as it was before, because we did see various fake outs throughout February and March, but it certainly is valid to some extent, at least on short term, so it's good to see. When I look at the Bitcoin chart and I look at what the next step could be, I see the next step really and the next hurdle as this major level on the volume profile. Let me delete the other red lines just so you can get a clear view of what it is. This red level on the volume profile here, which basically, let's explain the volume profile. The volume profile is historical trading volume that's occurred at certain price regions on Bitcoin. And so essentially, if you have a big spike in the volume profile right here, for example, it means that a lot of trading, a lot of buying and selling, exchanging of coins took place in that price region, which means it's been there's been a lot of time for that price region to be built up as a major resistance or support zone. And of course, because we're above it, that means it's a resistance zone, and that is actually the biggest region of trading in the entire viewable screen right here. So $96,000, and they call it the point of control, $96,000, the red line there, is possibly the strongest resistance level we have on this chart at the moment. And we're pushing up against it right now. So as we get close to it, it wouldn't be surprising to see short-term rejections, short-term pullbacks to something like, let's say, 89,000, or if the bottom of the range is going to hold, something like 91,000. That $89,000 to $91,000 region is going to be critical, in my opinion, on short term for pullbacks, for healthy pullbacks. But if we can just get above that POC, whether it be before a pullback or after a pullback, that's going to be pretty much the final straw for the bears, and Bitcoin's going to be once again in a very, very powerful position to start testing all-time highs once more. Because once we get past that POC, there's really nothing stopping Bitcoin from going to the top of the macro range once more, and that would mean testing all-time highs. So really very much on the brink of glory for Bitcoin. And actually for once, the same can be said in a way. The brink of glory is probably a big overstatement, but we've definitely got some good stuff happening on the total 3, which is the altcoin market cap chart. We know that the altcoin market has been in disarray for many months now, and we can quickly look at the BTC dominance chart to show that. I know I'm moving through charts very quickly, and for people who don't know what these are, it might be a bit confusing. So let me just explain this chart here. The Bitcoin dominance chart is a chart that measures the strength of Bitcoin against altcoins in a percentage format. And therefore, when it goes down, we're seeing an altcoin season. And when it goes up, we're seeing a Bitcoin season. Now, historically speaking, altcoin seasons in bull markets have lasted 315 days. And if the altcoin season was to last 315 days to the end of the scheduled 4-year cycle, it would have had to start back here in November last year. But it didn't. Bitcoin dominance kept rising, and therefore the trend that basically predicted altcoin seasons to happen regularly in bull markets, like it's historically done, was broken. And hence we had a lot of doubt coming into the altcoin market, which led to altcoins dramatically underperforming in this cycle compared to where they were the last cycle. And this actually followed through with a big momentum shift to the downside. We had a very strong support line on the RSI for the total 3 cryptocurrency market cap chart break to the downside, a 2.5-year long support line. And it's good to see the chart finally start to edge above that again. The altcoin market finally start to edge back above that prior major support level, which did actually break down with a resistance support flip. So I've just moved through that information very quickly because there's not an altcoin video fundamentally. And I will do an altcoin video explaining this in more detail and more thoroughly and slowly so you can understand it. But fundamentally what I'm trying to say is that altcoins have not been in a good position for the last few months. In fact, the last 6 months really. And in the last few days, we're starting to reverse some of that damage. it may not be enough to fully recover. We're probably not going to get back to where we were on altcoins. We're probably not going to get back to the level of confidence we had in altcoins historically. We'll get, let me just clear that up. The price, I'm not talking about the price, I'm talking about the level of confidence in altcoin seasons that we've usually had. That's probably damaged beyond repair. But regardless, it's good to see the price chart of altcoins as a whole start to recover some of the damage. So overall, the 4-year cycle is still intact, and this is really the bread and butter for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. Bitcoin is the leader of the market, and hence it matters for altcoins too, right? 4-year cycle is still intact. It's a dramatically different cycle to what we've seen historically in structure. This cycle has been best characterized via kind of sharp moves to the upside followed by really long drawn out consolidations over and over again. We haven't seen anything like that before, and that probably explains why altcoins haven't been doing so well. Long drawn out consolidations are not favorable market environments for altcoins to flourish within. Altcoins flourish within greed-based market environments, very hyped up, very fast moves, low downtime. That's where altcoins really show their true colors, but we haven't had that this cycle, so it's been a bad cycle for altcoins so far. But overall, the 4-year cycle is still intact. We haven't seen a macro downwards trend form at all. We're still very much in a macro upwards trend, and this breakout here is reconfirming the strength of the cycle, even in wake of the stuff going on with tariffs and things like that. So it's good to see Bitcoin make these moves. We've still got some moves to make. We still need to break that POC at around 96,000, but overall, some great steps in the right direction here. Hopefully this video wasn't too cluttered for your liking, guys. I freestyle every video and I very rarely edit them, so sometimes they can come off a bit choppy, but I think I got everything out that I needed to say here today. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you soon. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses, and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content.